Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with me.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
Today, we are going to be talking about polycystic ovary syndrome, or as it's commonly known, PCOS.
PCOS.
And we have this really cool source called Breaking the Silence on PCOS.
Yeah.
Be Aware, Empowering Women's Health.
Yeah.
And I just think that is such a cool...
I love that title.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And so this is a really important topic because it affects
millions of women. Yeah.
And we want to make sure that we're breaking down all this information for you.
Absolutely.
In a way that is easy to understand and actually helpful, whether you're experiencing symptoms yourself or you just want to learn more about it.
Yes, definitely. Okay. You know, one of the things that's really shocking to me is how many women are actually living with PCOS and they just don't know it.
Right.
They might be experiencing some symptoms, but they just haven't connected the dots. And that can be so isolating.
Yeah, it can make you feel
very much so.
You're alone. And I know that a lot of women go through that. So that's why awareness is so vital.
Oh, it's the first step towards taking control, you know. When you have that awareness, you can seek help, you can make informed decisions, you can find support.
Right. So let's actually talk about those symptoms a little bit.
Okay.
Because the source mentions irregular periods, excess hair growth, acne. Like, it's a pretty long list.
It is. Yeah. It can really vary from person to person. But, you know, what's important to remember is those symptoms, they're not just surface level annoyances. Yeah. They're signs of what's happening beneath the surface, hormonally speaking.
Right. And, you know, that's one of the things that can be so confusing with PCOS because, you know, a lot of times it's like, well, is this normal?
Well,
is this something that I should be concerned about?
Exactly.
And so one of the things that this source mentions is insulin resistance.
Yes.
And I think that's really interesting because I know a lot of people don't really understand what that means.
It's a little bit complex, but let me try and break it down for you.
Yeah.
Imagine your body's cells have these little doors that let sugar in fueled by insulin.
Okay.
But with PCOS, those doors, they get a bit sticky.
Oh.
It makes it harder for the sugar to enter.
Oh.
And that can lead to things like weight fluctuations, fatigue, and even increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes later on.
Wow. I never really thought about it like that. But that is a really good way.
It's kind of like that traffic jam at those doors.
It's just like everything's all backed up and it's not flowing.
And that sugar needs to get into those cells to give you energy.
Right. So it's not just about treating those symptoms on the surface.
Yeah.
It's about getting to the root.
To the root of the problem.
And what's causing hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
And that is...
And the good news is there are ways to do that.
That's what I was going to ask.
There are ways to approach this.
What are those ways?
So we're talking lifestyle changes and medical interventions.
So let's talk about lifestyle changes a little bit because the source emphasizes this quite a bit.
Absolutely. Because, you know, small changes can have a big impact.
Really?
Especially when it comes to managing those blood sugar levels and improving insulin sensitivity.
So what are we talking about?
Well, the source specifically talks about focusing on a balanced diet.
Okay.
Plenty of whole foods, lean proteins.
Gotcha.
And something called low glycemic index carbs.
Okay, low glycemic index carbs. See, now you're getting
a little technical.
A little technical on me here.
I know, but let me break it down for you.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Some carbs are like sugar rushes.
Okay.
They spike your blood sugar quickly.
Right.
And then they leave you crashing.
Oh.
Low glycemic index carbs, on the other hand, are like the slow and steady marathon runners of the carb world.
Oh, I like that analogy.
They get digested more slowly, preventing those dramatic spikes and dips.
Gotcha.
Which is really beneficial for women with PCOS.
Yeah, that makes total sense because it's like you're giving your body a slow, steady source of energy rather than
dips and downs,
spikes and valleys.
Yeah.
So besides watching the types of carbs we eat, what other lifestyle changes can make a difference?
So incorporating regular exercise is another big one.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be anything super intense.
Oh, good.
We're not talking.
Because some people hear exercise and they're like, oh.
Right. You don't have to be.
Not time for that.
No, not at all. Even moderate activities.
Okay.
Like brisk walking, yoga, strength training.
Okay.
A couple of times a week can do wonders for your body's ability to use insulin effectively.
You know what I've heard? Is that stress can also play a role in PCOS?
You're absolutely right.
Is there anything to that?
Chronic stress.
Oh.
It can actually worsen insulin resistance.
Wow.
And disrupt your hormonal balance even further.
Oh, wow.
So finding healthy ways to manage stress is crucial.
Gotcha.
The source suggests things like mindfulness practices,
Okay.
meditation, or even just carving out time for hobbies that you enjoy.
Right. Just things that bring you joy and relaxation.
It's about giving your body and mind a chance to unwind and recharge.
So it's not just about like
exactly
the physical stuff. It's about the mental and emotional
the whole picture.
well-being as well.
Exactly. You got to.
Yeah.
It's about understanding that your body is a complex system and everything is interconnected.
It's all connected.
It is.
I like that. So this is all fascinating, and I'm sure our listener is soaking this up.
Absolutely.
But I do want to shift gears a little bit and talk about medical solutions.
Perfect.
Because the source mentions some pretty exciting advancements in that area.
It does. We've come a long way in terms of understanding and managing PCOS.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, there's a whole range of options available now.
Oh, wow.
From medications that help regulate hormones to fertility treatments for those who are struggling to conceive.
Right.
And what's really exciting is the move towards personalized care.
Oh, that's cool.
Tailoring treatment plans to the individual's specific needs and symptoms.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all
Not at all.
approach anymore.
No. For example, some women might benefit from medications that help control insulin levels, while others might need hormone therapy to regulate their cycles.
Yep.
It really depends on the individual's presentation and what's going on hormonally.
So it sounds like it's really important to find a doctor who specializes in PCOS.
That's key. Find a knowledgeable healthcare provider who can guide you through the options and create a plan that's right for you.
It sounds like there's a lot more hope and empowerment available now compared to even a few years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the research is constantly evolving, so there's always something new on the horizon.
That's exciting.
It is a really exciting time for PCOS management.
Well, I am definitely feeling more informed and empowered already.
I'm glad.
And I'm sure our listener is too.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, I think it's really important to address the emotional side of PCOS.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just a physical condition.
It's not. It can take a real toll on your mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't really talk about.
It's often overlooked.
Yeah.
But it's a huge part of the PCOS experience.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine dealing with irregular periods, unwanted hair growth, acne. It can significantly affect your self-esteem and body image.
Especially when you're, maybe younger and
then going through
puberty.
Yeah, and then there's potential for fertility challenges, which can be incredibly emotionally draining.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice does the source offer for navigating these emotional challenges?
Well, it emphasizes the importance of finding support.
Okay.
Whether it's through connecting with others who understand what you're going through, joining support groups, or even seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor.
Right. So
it's about recognizing
mental health professional.
Yes, exactly. It's about recognizing that you don't have to go through this alone.
Right.
There are people out there who get it, who can offer a listening ear, helpful advice, and a sense of community.
Yeah, because sometimes just knowing you're not alone can make a world of difference.
It really can. And there are so many resources available now. We're both online and offline. There are fantastic online forums and communities.
Oh, cool.
Where women with PCOS can connect,
it's awesome,
share their experiences, and offer each other support. And then there are in-person support groups and organizations dedicated to raising awareness and providing resources.
So it's like there's a whole community out there.
There is.
Ready to welcome you with open arms.
Exactly. And that sense of community can be incredibly empowering.
I love that.
Yeah.
And speaking of empowerment,
okay,
the source really seems to emphasize the idea of taking control of your health journey.
It does. It all starts with education.
Okay.
The more you know about PCOS,
right,
the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions about your health. It's about being proactive, asking questions, and advocating for your needs.
So it's not just about passively receiving information from your doctor.
No.
It's about actively participating.
Taking ownership of your health and well-being.
Right.
And that might involve things like doing your research, exploring different treatment options, or even seeking out a second opinion if you're not feeling heard, or understood.
So it's about being your own advocate.
It is.
I love that.
And it's about remembering that you have a voice and a choice in how you manage your PCOS.
This has been so insightful.
Good.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the hormonal science behind PCOS.
We have.
To the importance of lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Medical advancements, the power of community and self-advocacy.
It's a lot.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, as we're wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how much information we've covered.
We have.
We talked about the science, the symptoms, the treatments, the emotional impact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in. But that's the beauty of the deep dive, isn't it? We get to really delve into these complex topics and provide our listener with that comprehensive understanding.
And hopefully empower them to take action.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is only powerful if we use it.
So true. So to our listener, what is one small step that you can take today to prioritize your health and well-being?
I love that.
Maybe it's scheduling a doctor's appointment, joining a support group, or just carving out some time for self-care.
Whatever it is, remember that you're not alone.
Yes.
There's a whole community out there cheering you on.
We're
right there with you.
Absolutely.
Keep learning.
Keep connecting.
We keep advocating for your health. And never underestimate the power of small steps.
You got it.
Even the tiniest actions can create a ripple effect.
They can.
And lead to big changes over time.
It's not about being perfect. It's about progress. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into breaking the silence on PCOS, Be Aware, empowering women's health.
It is. We've covered so much ground.
We have.
But this is just the beginning of your exploration.
Absolutely. There's a wealth of information and resources out there waiting to be discovered.
So keep asking questions, keep seeking answers, and keep believing in your power to create a healthier, happier future for yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.